Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Monster Strike, and then we'll do quick reviews of the first 5 Gozetsu monsters. And then I thought now was good timing to do it because, we finished the first wave, so 1 for each element. And then we're going to start the second wave later this month. And then tomorrow is the Monster Strike Day, and that will be the first time that a Gozetsu character will be available on that day, which is Katana. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at all 5 of these characters, and then also kind of talk real quick about their quests and which characters are good in there. Just a disclaimer, I have not really played any of the quests, and I have not used any of the characters, really. But I'm just trying to gather as much information as I could from the internet, and then watching different YouTubers use them or go through the quests. So I'll try to make this video as informative as possible, having no practical experience with any of them. But anyway, let's go in order. First up is Shangri-la, and then probably if you had the max luck of all 5 of these characters, Shangri-la would be the one that you would use the most. She's a Pierce balance type, pretty good stats overall, although attack is a little low. And then she's got a triple null, the null win, null warp, null block. I've heard a lot of people say that she is the best null warp character, drop character in the game right now. And then having null block is really useful. Null block character is actually my favorite at the moment, so she's very timely and very versatile. One interesting thing about her design is that both of her null warp and her null block are on the gauge. So there's going to be, you can't miss the gauge, to take advantage of one or the other. You're almost kind of always forced to use both if both gimmicks are present in that quest. I think that was a conscious decision by the designers. Maybe she would be too powerful otherwise, but yeah. Bump combos may be the main reason to use her. Not the super homing, but the bomb throw. She was the first character to ever get the bomb throw. It's a little tricky to kind of use and kind of gauge where it's going to fall, but it has very high damage. And then it also sets off other bump combos like a blast bump combo. So yeah, for a drop monster to have that is pretty great. And Strike Shot, also pretty strong. It's the speed and power up, and then she gets plasmas between her and her teammates. And it charges up fairly quickly, 16 turns for the first tier. And then, looking at her quest, we're just going to look at the higher difficulty. We can look at the monsters that we want to use in there. Lots of limited monsters, limited hatcher monsters. And that's really the theme for these higher level quests. And yeah, one of the reasons why I haven't attempted it myself is because I don't have Moses or D'Artagnan or Raphael. I've been trying to pull Moses since New Year's. Still haven't been able to do it. Hopefully I can do it this next month, when possibly the new character will be released. But yeah, you do want a lot of those characters. And then, max lucks are hard to come by for Shangri-la, even now, even though the quest has been out for a while. So like Hold Eye, that's a high-level quest. Katana, that's another high-level quest, of course. There is Flag and X-Corn. This was a very limited time event, only available for 3 days. And it was released before Shangri-La ever came, so nobody knew that this character was going to be that good. So very few people have this, meaning very few people have a max luck for Shangri-La. The newest character that maybe is really good is Ruin, and then she's from the Sacred Grounds. Sacred Grounds are very difficult. You need to go through them all and then make this max luck. But she's maybe the first max luck from the Sacred Grounds that are good. Besides, that last animal character. So she's an option, but she is a bounce, so she's not maybe quite as good as Flag and X-Corn or Katana. Alright, I was going to talk about Katana in this quest, but I'll talk about that once we get to Katana itself. And let's do that right now. Katana I really like in one way, and then in the other ways not so much. The way that I like him is the Sling Style Null Gimmick combination. Pierce with Minesweeper L and Null Damage Wall, and then also good stats all around. This is an excellent combination here. The problem with Katana, however, is that the bump combo is difficult to use. It's the dunk laser, and then the strike shot takes a very long time to charge up, and it does very little damage. So the main reason to use the strike shot is for the guaranteed sleep ability, but that's pretty situational. You can use it to prevent certain attacks, or in the case of using it in Shangri-la, you can use it the first turn of a boss stage in order to kind of prevent the boss turning intangible. And that's the main reason to use Katana in Shangri-La, besides having the Sling style null ability combination. So actually, I would say that Katana is sort of lower priority in order to get the 10 luck or the max luck, unless you need it specifically for Shangri-La, like if you have no other options. That would be the reason to go for Katana. And then maybe one of the best teams to go through Shangri-La is to go with Katana, Moses, because those last two boss stages, you can use the sleep strike shot on the first turn, and then the boss will not turn intangible. And then that next turn you can use Moses, use the strike shot there, maybe take down the boss in one hit. And then in the last stage, use another Katana strike shot, and then another Moses strike shot, and then that could really speed up your runs. But that requires you to have some, I guess it's two Katana max looks, you and a friend. But yeah, that is something to consider. Katana kind of reminds me of Bishamonten actually, who also has a nice Sling style null ability combination, but also has a difficult to use bump combo, also the dunk laser. Katana is probably the easiest of all of the Gozetsu quests, and then if we look at who is good in there, you only need kind of the single null ability, which is null warp, and then you could use either bounce or pierce characters. So there are lots of possibilities for which characters you can use. And then here also, limited characters are not so needed. The only one that I see here that is limited is Dead Rabbits. And then max looks are also fairly easy to come by. You could use Marishten, that's the one maybe that I recommend the most because it's always available. But Darwin is also pretty good. It's got the blast bump combo that works well with the speed up from what's-his-face, Bedivere, I think. Yeah, I wish I had Bedivere. If I had him, I would go more aggressively for the max look of Katana. But yeah, Darwin also has the command strike shot, which is nice because you want to take down groups of guys in one turn, so Darwin's also pretty good in there. Okay, so that was Katana, kind of a lower hurdle to get over in order to start farming that one. Next up is Vida. Let's look at the character. Of all of the characters to use, of all of these Gozetsu monsters, probably this one is the least good. But still, I would say, Hatcher monster level. All of these characters are really strong, and they would be worth the effort of getting the 10 luck in order to transcend them, at least. But again, pretty solid stats, very similar to both Shangri-La and Katana. Speed is good at 380 for a bounce monster, so he can definitely get around. Unfortunately, null abilities are only null warp and null wind, so in most cases that's just going to be null warp. And then there's so much competition with wood monsters that are bounced with null warp, one of which is Marishten, who I just pointed out. He does have the status recovery, which is very rare for a drop monster, but not always super useful. In Katana it can be useful because it can cure the confusion skill that comes out on your guys in there. But yeah, for the most part, not going to be super useful. Bump combo's okay. He's got the dimensional blades, but he doesn't have the super dimensional blades, which I thought was kind of a strange choice. I thought he could really benefit from that stronger bump combo. And then there's the wall-bound shot, which is new, and also pretty strong. Strike Shot is decent, and then I would say better than Katana, so there is that. But yeah, just looking at the abilities of the characters, this is the one that is the least worth the effort. And then let's look at the quest. So again, limited monsters are going to be very strong in here. So there's Komachi, and then the Haitoku pistols, whom I still don't have, and then Zadokia. So yeah, lots of limited monsters in there. And then looking at the Max Lux, of course, Shangri-la is in there, but there's also Otsu. And Otsu is great to have just for general use anyway. And then she has the Poison Bump combo, which works really well with Komachi, who gets the Poison Slayer. So if you're using one, you really want to use the other. But yeah, difficult quest from what I have seen. Okay, next up is Aldona. And then as a character, this one's kind of interesting. It's a Pierce Power type, which are probably the least popular drop monsters. But HP is really good, attack is really good, and then a Slayer on top of that, and a Gauge. So yeah, this is definitely one of the better characters to use of these Gozetsu characters. Pierce with the Minesweeper Null Gravity Barrier. It's a very popular, very versatile double null ability. And then Counter Slayer passive. So that will go into the bump combo. And then he's got the bomb, the expanding bomb. And then the wall moving bullet, also pretty strong. But he is a power type, so it will not do as much damage as usual. Strike Shot is very, very strong though. And then also adds the status effects like Pandora Strike Shot, and also charges up very quickly, 12 turns. And that's kind of one of the main reasons to use Aldona. The one disadvantage I would say about the Strike Shot is that it's point and shoot. So if your positioning is bad, then you're not going to be able to hit all targets on the screen, of course. As for the quest of Aldona, it's pretty tough from what I hear. And again, you want limited characters, so there's Benzite and Evolution, Joan of Arc, and then Donald Duck. But there are some other new characters like Gyaruhorun. You can also use Yoshida Shoin or Hanzo. And then here's Watatsumi, another limited monster. Max Lux in here, they're also not so bad. The lowest difficulty level is Anko. She actually might be better than Yomi, who's also featured on here. Because one of the things that you want most in this quest is speed up. Anko has a speed and power up strike shot, while Yomi does not. Yomi has the meteor strike shot. And then there's also Aramitama in here, but he's also very strong, his quest. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Anko if you wanted to go for a max luck here. I should say though that for any of these characters, these Gozetsu characters, you just need the 10 luck in order to ascend them, or transcend them, and then start using them. And then because recently we got the improvement where if you beat any quest in the game, the highest difficulty level, you will get the guaranteed drop. You could just use a team of all Hatcher monsters and then beat these Gozetsu quests, worst case scenario, 10 times, and then get access to the character. So yeah, maybe try that at first, and then once you get very comfortable with it, and then maybe if you want to go for the max luck, then you could start using max lucks in there. Okay, last is Adubuda. He is also interesting. He has power type stats, but he is a balance type. So even though his speed is 300, he won't slow down as much as he hits enemies. So yeah, he'll be a little bit more mobile than your average power type. But again, HP and attack are very high. No gauge on this guy, so the attack won't go any higher than the 31,000. But bounce with the Minesweeper M and the Null Gravity Barrier. Again, very popular, very versatile double null ability. And then of the 5 Gozetsu monsters, probably this guy is going to be the second most used after Shangri-la, if you had the max luck of all 5 of them. Bump combo is really good for this guy, maybe the best reason to use him. He's got the rebounding 3 green peas, which is fine. But it's the other bump combo, the chip saw. I think he's the second character to get this, but this is a very, very strong, very broken bump combo. It goes out towards the enemy with the lowest HP, and then it's just this little rotating circular saw. But it hits the character, and it actually slows down, and then gets a lot of hits on the character, does lots of damage. It even hits many times against scorpions, so it's good for that too. But yeah, I'm very interested in trying out this bump combo. So I do want to kind of actively go after the 10 luck of Aldona. And then Strike Shot is decent. Every time he hits an enemy, a chain lightning will go out. Speed is not very high, so he won't hit a ton, but that's a very interesting Strike Shot there. And then looking at the quest, again, limited characters, Devil's Punk Inferno, Nostradamus, and then Solomon, and then Gon, who's no longer available. And then for max looks, you could use, I think this is Catastrophe. He's got the Null Block Minesweeper, or you could use the Platinum, Corporal Platinum or something. Also has the Minesweeper Null Block. This guy's very good. His attack is very high, so if he hits the turrets, the fire that comes out of the turrets will do good damage. Speed is slow though, so you do want to use him with a speed up character. And then probably the ideal one there would be Nostradamus. So yeah, kind of depending on which max luck you're using, that kind of determines which Hatcher monsters you want to use as well. And then if you're using Catastrophe as your max luck, he has the ability to give flight. And so you can give that to Ben Zaiten so that she can avoid the mines for that turn once she is hit by Catastrophe. It's a little bit tricky, but yeah, it is an option there. So yeah, that is a real quick look at the 5 characters and then their quests and also recommended characters. Of these 5 as units to use, I would say Shangri-la and then Aldona are the most worth it. The easiest one to play is probably going to be Katana, just because the barrier to entry is the lowest. It requires the least amount of limited Hatcher monsters, and then the max looks are the easiest to make. So yeah, you could start with Katana, get the 10 luck, use Katana and Shangri-la, and then yeah, go from there. I personally would like to get the 10 luck of Shangri-la and Aldona to start. So for Shangri-la, I really want to pull Moses. Once I pull Moses, I can get started. I don't know about the max luck. I might have to just play it without one for now. I have no intention of getting the max luck of Holdai. And then Aldona I would like to get. I have Nostradamus, so I could work on that. Maybe I'll make the max luck of Platinum here, and then maybe pull the Starlight Mirage, and then hope to get the Devil's Punk Inferno. So yeah, those are maybe my near-term goals as far as Gozetsu quests. Okay, hopefully that was helpful, and then good luck with Katana tomorrow. Alright, we'll see you again. Take care.